You probably think canned foods are one of the safest things in your pantry. Some canned foods aren't just unhealthy, they can quietly stress your heart, your kidneys, and your nervous system without a single warning sign. And if you're over 45, the risks hit harder and faster. Sodium overloads, hidden additives, chemical can linings, and even bacteria that don't announce themselves. Today, we're breaking down 6 canned foods you should avoid at all costs, and 2 that are actually safe to keep on your shelf, if you know what to look for. This isn't panic, it's protection. Let's start with one of the most deceptive cans in the store. Vienna sausages look harmless. Small can, soft texture, easy to eat, but for older adults, they're a perfect storm of problems. One can often packs 700 to over 1,000 milligrams of sodium, which can spike blood pressure in minutes. Reduced sodium versions aren't much better. Many replace salt with potassium chloride, dangerous for people with kidney disease or common heart medications. Then there's the processing. Vienna sausages rely on nitrites to stay pink and shelf-stable, compounds linked to long-term cancer risk. And because they're low-acid foods, they depend entirely on perfect canning. If the seal fails, botulinum toxin can form with no smell or taste. Add questionable can linings and phosphate additives that stress aging kidneys, and suddenly this snack looks more like a medical setback in a can. Canned soup sells comfort, warm, easy, familiar, but what's inside often tells a different story. Many popular soups deliver 600 to 1,000 milligrams of sodium per bowl, and most people eat more than one serving. That's a fast track to fluid retention and blood pressure spikes. When brands cut sodium, they often add potassium salts instead, which can disrupt heart rhythm in vulnerable adults. Creamy soups hide phosphate additives that quietly strain kidneys and weaken bones over time. And because many soups are low acid, they require flawless sterilization. If something goes wrong, botulism becomes a risk you won't smell or taste. Even the can itself can contribute chemical exposure from linings designed to withstand heat and acid. That cozy bowl can come with consequences your body doesn't bounce back from easily. Canned chili feels like a hearty, complete meal. Meat, beans, spices. But it's one of the riskiest items on the shelf. Chili is a low-acid food, meaning it must be pressure sterilized perfectly to prevent deadly bacteria from surviving inside the can. When processing fails, botulism doesn't give warnings. Beyond that, a single cup of canned chili often contains 1,000 milligrams of sodium or more. Eat the whole can, and you've burned most of your daily limit in one sitting. Reduced sodium versions frequently use potassium chloride, increasing cardiac risk for people on blood pressure or kidney medications. Phosphate additives preserve texture but overload kidneys over time. Add chemical can linings, and you're no longer eating comfort food. You're stacking multiple hidden risks into one bowl. Canned fruit looks healthy. It's fruit after all. But once it's swimming in syrup, it becomes dessert disguised as nutrition. 1 cup of fruit in heavy syrup can deliver over 40 grams of sugar, causing rapid blood sugar spikes that stress the heart and metabolism. Even light syrup still means added sugar. For older adults, repeated sugar surges interfere with medications and raise cardiovascular risk. Then there's the can itself. Fruit acids can pull chemicals from can linings more aggressively, increasing exposure over time. Some canned fruits have also been flagged in recalls for heavy metals like lead or cadmium. These don't leave your body quickly. They accumulate. If you want canned fruit, water or natural juice is safer. Syrup turns a healthy option into a metabolic trap. Spinach should be a superfood, but canned spinach creates problems fresh or frozen versions don't. First, it often contains 700 milligrams of sodium per cup, even before seasoning. Reduced sodium versions may substitute potassium salts, which can be dangerous for kidney patients. Spinach is also known to absorb heavy metals like cadmium from soil, metals that accumulate in kidneys and bones over decades. Add naturally high oxalates, which increase kidney stone risk, and very high vitamin K levels that complicate blood thinner use. Because spinach is low acid, it also depends on perfect canning to prevent botulism. Any bulging, leaking, or damaged can should be discarded immediately. What should support your health ends up demanding constant caution instead. Canned pasta might be the most misleading food in the aisle. It smells familiar, tastes nostalgic, but nutritionally, it's an ultra-processed cocktail. 1 cup can contain 700 to 1,300 milligrams of sodium, plus added sugars to balance acidity. Many varieties include phosphate additives that quietly stress kidneys and stiffen arteries over time. Reduced sodium options often rely on potassium chloride, raising heart rhythm risks for people on common medications. Tomato-based sauces can increase chemical leaching from can linings, especially when stored in heat. Add preservatives, refined starches, and processed meats, and you're stacking multiple risk factors into one convenience meal. This isn't just comfort food. It's long-term strain packaged for speed. The cost doesn't show up immediately. It shows up in labs, medications, and doctor visits. Not all canned foods deserve the bad reputation. Canned beans are one of the rare exceptions. When properly processed, they're pressure sterilized at high temperatures that eliminate dangerous bacteria. If the can is intact, no bulging, leaks, or deep dents, the risk is extremely low. Beans do contain sodium, but here's the key. Rinsing them under water for 10 to 30 seconds can remove up to 40% of the salt instantly. Nutritionally, beans provide protein, fiber, potassium, and folate, nutrients many adults fall short on. They support heart health, blood sugar control, and digestion. Choose no salt-added versions when possible, rinse thoroughly, and store cans in a cool place. Done right, canned beans are affordable, safe, and genuinely beneficial. Canned tomatoes earn their place on the safe list for a reason. They're naturally acidic, creating an environment where dangerous bacteria like botulism simply can't grow. That acidity, combined with high-temperature processing, makes them one of the safest canned foods available. Even better, cooking tomatoes actually increases the availability of lycopene, a powerful antioxidant linked to heart health. The main concern is sodium, which is easy to control by choosing no salt-added versions. Some people should also watch potassium levels depending on medications. As for can linings, most tomato products have already shifted away from older materials because acidity accelerates leaching. Stored properly and used wisely, canned tomatoes are both safe and nutritionally smart, a rare win in the canned food aisle. Canned food isn't the enemy. Blind trust is. Some cans quietly overload your heart, kidneys, and metabolism, especially as your body becomes less forgiving with age. Others, when chosen carefully, can actually support your health. The difference isn't convenience, it's awareness. Check sodium, watch substitutions, inspect cans, store them properly, and most importantly, don't let nostalgia make decisions your body has to pay for later. If this breakdown helped you rethink what's sitting on your shelf, hit like so more people see it. Subscribe for clear, practical food guidance that protects your health instead of gambling with it. Your pantry should support you, not work against you.